Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is Shelvon, and the Acolyte episode 3 came out. I tried to give it a review, and I watched it, but I got like a maybe a little bit into the review, and I realized I really don't care enough about this show to actually give it a decent review. So I kind of put out something with me basically ranting on it, but I noticed that there are a few videos on it, so I thought I'd check out some of other people's opinions on it. And the one that I'm going to check out next is The Critical Drinker. And it looks like a lot of people are enjoying what he's doing. So I thought I'd check it out. All right. All right. Here we go.
Power of one.
Yes, yes.
The power of two. The power of many.
The funny thing is the amount of people that this has to go through to approve this before they even put this out. And they looked at this and thought that was awesome. Is hilarious indication of the state of LucasArts right now.
Yes, yes.
Episode 3 of The Acolyte was, without a doubt, one of the most devastatingly embarrassing spectacles I think I've ever witnessed on TV. 40 solid minutes of relentless, unadulterated, unapologetic, unaware cringe, distilled down to its purest and most toxic form. A show made by people who seem to despise not just Star Wars, but the very concept of filmmaking and storytelling in general.
Yeah, it's like I couldn't be bothered by the cringe because the actual storytelling was so crap. Like I couldn't even. I was actually flabbergasted by it.
Quite literally anti-entertainment made by anti-geniuses, and I do believe it may have broken what's left of the Star Wars fandom forever. Anyway, there's an extra large bottle of toilet duck with my name on it, so let's get this over with as quickly as possible. The episode begins 16 years before the main events of the show, on the peaceful planet of whatever stupid name the writers concocted this time, and we get to see strong female character and strong female antagonist when they were still little kids. I know this because of the subtle visual cues, like them still having the exact same hairstyle they'll have 16 years later. Because as we all know, everyone chooses to stay exactly the same forever. Anyway, strong female character and strong female antagonist live with their two mums in a coven of communist lesbian space witches that have chosen to isolate themselves from the rest of the Republic because the galaxy doesn't tolerate women like them. Oh,
That means that this is a person who has never read any Star Wars books because there are all types of folks in the Star Wars universe, cross species, same sex, like literally everything you could possibly think of. So why this person who probably never read a book on Star Wars, which should be a prerequisite for actually making something for Star Wars, would come to that conclusion is again mind blowing.
my goodness, I wonder what that could possibly be a reference to. The writing is so subtle on this show, you see, I just can't make out what they're driving at. Also, this is just a crazy thought on my part, but if you really want to remain hidden from the rest of the galaxy, maybe don't build your communist lesbian space witch community in a gigantic fortress on top of a mountain that's so big it can probably get seen from space.
My thoughts exactly.
Are you dumb or something?
Anyway, this is where the show tries its hand at character development, and I use that word about as loosely as I'd use the term fine dining to describe a pot noodle. The two strong female twins are due to go through a big ceremony to turn them into full-on witches because they were created without a father using the power of the Force. Sorry, the thread, but don't worry, we'll get into that soon enough. Believe that! But
The speech that she gave was basically a knockoff of something that Yoda said, and it's like she read the cliff notes on it and decided to put it in her Star Wars.
A strong female character dreams of leaving the communist lesbian space witches behind and seeing what else is out there in the galaxy. Strong female antagonist, on the other hand, wants to stay right here and refuses to let her twin leave because she's a psychotic lunatic. I wonder if this is going to have repercussions later. So it's time for us to meet their mums. Strong female character number 4 and strong female character number 5, each of whom have slightly different perspectives on how to raise their strong female twins. Strong female character number 5 believes in discipline, caution, and suspicion of outsiders, while strong female character number 4 is more indulgent and free-thinking. And apparently she gets the last word on how they're raised because she created them with the power of the thread.
I carried them. I created them.
The girls are human. Why would you stick them into an alien whose body chemistry probably could have some adverse effect on the kids? And I don't know, maybe she won't be able to breastfeed them. So you would think that the 2 human kids should go into the human mother, but I don't know. I'm not a biologist, so yeah.
Liar, lie, your pants on fire.
Now, you might have thought that Anakin was the only example of immaculate conception in Star Wars, but you'd be wrong, you bigot, because it turns out that not 1 but 2 strong female characters got there like 100 years earlier. Why do I get Timeless Children and Star Trek Discovery vibes from all of this? Also,
Because they all shit writing.
so we might as well get this thread bullshit out of the way. So, like, you know how the Force has been one of the defining elements of Star Wars for almost 50 years, referenced in every single movie, game, and TV show ever made? Well, it turns out we were all wrong, because according to the lesbian communist space witches, the real nature of it is a thread that binds all living things together. It's not a power that can be controlled or used as a weapon like those mean stinky Jedi do. Also, it's funny because literally seconds later, strong female character number 4 actually does use the thread as a weapon.
How embarrassing.
Yeah, but this is quite evident through this show, where they'll say something that completely contradicts the thing that you just saw. And somehow this gets missed by everybody.
And the more I think about that, the more it seems like a perfect metaphor for people just like this, claiming one thing and then doing the exact opposite without ever acknowledging their own hypocrisy. Jesus, imagine still being a Star Wars fan at this point and having to reconcile all these conflicting bullshit ideas in your heads.
I am an original Star Wars fan. For me, Star Wars died the moment Disney bought it. So anything that came after that, it's trivial.
Yes, yes.
Anyway, it's time for one of the most cringe-inducing scenes in all of Star Wars, and that's really saying something at this point.
Power of 1. The power of 2. The power of many.
Someone pointed out that it looks like musical theater. It looked like a bunch of musical theater kids decided to make a Star Wars scene, and that's what they came up with.
When I saw this, I actually had to pause the playback, walk away, and really just let it sink in. This is a thing that actually got made. Real functioning adults wrote, performed, edited, and scored this, and at no point in the process did anyone raise their hands and say, I think this might be a bad idea, guys. This is exactly what happens when you take people who consider this to be thought-provoking art and put them in charge of a $200 million Star Wars show. Truly, George Lucas must be so proud of what they've accomplished with his baby. Anyway.
No. He just came out and said that, no. They have no idea what they're doing.
Wait, luckily for us, the ceremony gets interrupted when the mean stinky Jedi show up to kidnap the strong female twins because they think they could be powerful in the Force or something. You know, it's funny how there seems to be this real concerted effort by Disney to paint the Jedi in the worst possible light so that they can be replaced with something more modern. Anyway, strong female character number 5 doesn't appreciate this much and uses the thread as a weapon, even though it totally isn't a weapon according to them, to threaten token white guy with annihilation. Because really, who else out of this extremely diverse group of Jedi could she possibly choose as her victim? Anyway, eventually strong female Jedi is able to calm things down, and Squid Guy tries to win strong female character over to his side by handing her a lightsaber to play with.
Are you dumb or something?
Are you out of your fucking mind? She's a small child, and this is one of the deadliest weapons in the galaxy.
Not in Disney Star Wars. It's not. They have plenty of people have been stabbed with this thing and survived. So
Is this really how you want to attract someone to your cause? Like, what if she accidentally ignites it and cuts her own head off? Fucking mission failed right there, you dick. Anyway, so the Jedi's plan is to test the strong female twins to see if they've got force potential, so the communist lesbian space witches hatch the genius plan for them to intentionally fail the test so they'll be left alone.
Yes, yes.
Wow, 4-dimensional quantum mega chess going on there, ladies. Well done. Unfortunately, it all goes wrong when strong female character gets found out in a matter of seconds and decides
because she's actually honest, everyone else is not. So the one character of this entire coven who doesn't want to be there is the honest one. Go figure.
to just pass the test anyway, so strong female antagonist does the smart thing and locks her in her room and then sets her journal on fire in the middle of a stone hallway in a fortress that's made predominantly of stone. I mention the fact that it's made of stone so often because the fire quickly spreads and then engulfs the entire fortress, because apparently in this universe stone is more combustible than a 1990s shell suit. Oh yeah, and the communist lesbian space witches all die from boredom.
Yeah, they look like they've been shot. So that's probably going to be revealed in the next few episodes that the Jedi somehow slaughtered everybody because that's what Jedi do.
Or something. Then strong female antagonist falls into a pit and strong female character gets rescued by Squid Game guy who agrees to take her to Coruscant and train her as a Jedi. But wouldn't you know it, strong female antagonist actually survived and begins her
The thing that bothered me the most about that is he didn't use the Force. He could have easily caught both girls, lifted them off of the falling bridges and carried them to safety, but he didn't because reasons.
revenge trip.
Maybe they forgot that he can use the Force. So I don't know.
Wow, who could have predicted that when we totally know that she's alive 16 years later? You know, reviewing this episode is kind of an exercise in futility at this point, because really, what is the point anymore in complaining about nonsensical and contradictory writing, the horrendous cinematography, the wooden acting, and the terrible dialogue? Those things are all par for the course in The Acolyte. You almost expect it now. The bigger problem now is that it's honestly difficult to feel much of anything for The Acolyte or Star Wars in general, because I think this show is proof, if you ever needed it, that this is just how things are going to be now. Star Wars isn't going to be saved by anyone. It's not going to go back to the way it was, and it's not going to improve in any meaningful way because there's no one left with the will or the talent to do it. The Acolyte represents their ultimate vision for this franchise. It's the perfect distillation of everything Disney and the so-called creatives at Lucasfilm want to inject into George Lucas's vision, and they're not going to stop. Kathleen Kennedy recently bemoaned all the criticism that she and women like Leslie Headland have taken for their creative decisions because the predominantly male fan base just can't seem to recognize their genius.
Yeah, how dare we not want to give you money for crap?
Well, congratulations, Kathy, because that seems to be a problem that you've gradually solved with every new show and movie that you've produced. If there's no fans left at all, then there's no toxic male fans left either. Genius! So in that respect at least, I guess you've kind of won by default. Congratulations, Star Wars is all yours now. And this here is your prize, an empire of dust. A franchise in ruins. And really, I hope it was all worth it. I hope it was worth the billions of dollars you've blown on failed projects over the years. I hope it was worth provoking the contempt and finally the apathy of millions of Star Wars fans that have just chosen to walk away. I hope it was worth it to have a legacy of absolute failure. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
To be honest, I have hundreds of books of Star Wars to read that I haven't read. I just basically paid more attention to the stuff that had dealt with the Skywalker family. But there are hundreds of books of various side characters that people have written over the years. There's comics. There's the old trilogy. I don't really need to invest in any more of this stuff. So, you know, people tell you that they don't want you as a customer. Fine. You can keep this. And so, to everyone out there, please give your opinion on this dog water, I guess. If you like it, great. You're entitled to like whatever you like. I don't. So, you know, I am probably not going to check out episode 4 because I'm finished. So, all right. Please like, share, and subscribe and all that fun stuff. And I am out. Peace.